If you've never been to the contemporary art galleries in New York before, I'm about to blow your mind. Not only are there paintings and sculptures, but the galleries contain some of the most unique experiences on the planet for a limited time, for free, if you know where to find them. It's my pleasure to seek them out and share them on my website and private gallery tours, but because summer is the off-season, I thought I'd take this opportunity to take a look back at my top 10 favorite shows of the last 9 months. Opening in theaters this summer, a powerful and inspirational documentary on Ai Weiwei. It's called Never Sorry. Google the trailer, that alone will give you goosebumps. But in January at the Mary Boone Gallery, he presented, and he was not present for reasons you will see in the documentary, 5 tons of sunflower seed sculptures. Each one is made of ceramic and hand-painted. A lot of words were used to describe this show, the massive population of China, the exportation of goods to the West, but really no words can describe the kind of drop in your stomach you get when you're in this space and see the millions of these things on the floor. Just a month earlier, at the Postmasters Gallery, was a show called PlayStation, where there was video games designed by artists. In the back room was an interactive work by Ernesto Klar. You walk into this darkened space with a line or a T projected on the ground. The room has fog in it, so you can see the beam of light from the ceiling. And as you reach out to put your hand through it, you find out that it responds to your touch very much like a virtual curtain. There's a motion sensor in the room that can tell where you are, and the light actually responds to your touch just like fabric. For real fabric touching, you cannot beat Ernesto Neto at the Tanya Bonakdar Gallery just this last spring. You walk in and you see these kind of crocheted climbing rope sculptures containing McDonald Playland balls, and that's nice. And then the gallery attendant comes up to you and says, "Hey, take off your shoes and jump inside." Just awesome. Awesome video work by Quayola at the Bitforms Gallery, just closed yesterday, but don't worry, you can still see excerpts of it. Go ahead and open another window on your browser. And then go to vimeo.com, type in Quayola topologies. Awesome, right? He's taken old master paintings, divided them into triangles, averaged the color in that triangle, and then made them pulsate while flying kind of a computer-generated camera over the surface of these things. In the fall at the Sean Kelly Gallery, Leandro Erlich presented a show about the kind of fear and fascination with elevators. If you walked inside, you would see a bay of elevators, which is strange because this gallery is only 1 floor. But if you walked inside those elevators, you would see something even more strange. These are not mirrors. You're looking at open windows into a 3-dimensional reconstruction of the elevator in reverse, so you will not see a reflection. You may, however, see someone walking on the other side. And then you're led to a doorway about chest high. You have to crouch to get in it, and once you're inside, you find a very dark elevator shaft, completely exactly reconstructed but horizontal, so you feel a little Adam West walking through it, and also a bit terrified that the elevator at the end will move. Okay, so fake mirrors and real mirrors, and if I did this right, you're going to see my reflection in that glass. But at the Luhring Augustine Gallery in April, Michelangelo Pistoletto presented silk screens on highly polished steel. The effect, I'm going to try to reproduce it digitally, is that you're not only seeing yourself in the mirrored part, but you're also seeing all the other works in the exhibition, so it feels very much like you're looking into or are a part of a kind of virtual construction site. But if you want ridiculous construction, the most highly technical, detailed work of the year goes to Ho Suh at the Lehman Maupin Gallery in September. You walk into the gallery, this massive dollhouse, crazy intricately detailed. In the kitchen, for example, there is an oven. Inside of that, a turkey with tiny miniature stuffing. As you walk right, the house gets more and more kind of destroyed. You're wondering, gosh, what's the point of this? Until you turn the corner and you skip a breath, step back when you see another house crashing into it. What you're looking at is a 1/5 scale replica of the house he moved into in Rhode Island when he came to the United States, and crashing into that via parachute is a 1/5 scale replica of the house he grew up in Korea. That was the most intricate, but by no means the largest. That goes to Richard Serra at the Gagosian Gallery, running simultaneously. I'm going to show a couple images from a show he had a few years ago at the Museum of Modern Art, because these are so huge you cannot photograph them in their entirety indoors. This, however, is the sculpture that was at the Gagosian, photographed outside before it went into the gallery. Here's a couple interior shots. Now get this. You are like, there's like 4 people in the gallery during regular business hours throughout the run of this show. But you don't need a massive gallery to have an awesome show. In the Lower East Side behind me is the Reena Spaulings Gallery. Seriously, on the side of that Chinese restaurant is a maroon awning. Press the bottom button to the left of that door and they will buzz you right in. Walk one flight of stairs to the first door, open that door in late January, early February, and you would find the work of Clara Lydon. The gallery appeared blank at first with a blue wall, but there was a screw sticking out of that wall, and if you pulled on that screw you would open a door that revealed a gallery full of old Christmas trees. Clara went around New York just after Christmas and collected all of the Christmas trees on the sidewalk and placed them in this gallery with grow lights. And if you were to walk through this forest of trees, you would find a modern leather couch where you could relax and enjoy the scent of Christmas past. Back in Chelsea and running simultaneously in the dead of winter, my favorite show of the year at the David Zwirner Gallery, Doug Wheeler. You walk into the gallery, they tell you to take off your shoes and put these little booties on. You enter a space with a glowing white wall. As you approach, you realize it is not a wall at all. You could walk through it. When you do, you're completely disoriented, have no idea how far this gallery reaches as you continue to walk. What they've done is rounded the corners of the walls and the floor and then lit it in such a way that there are no shadows, giving you zero reference and no point for your eye to focus on where the wall is. They tell you to stop walking when you feel the floor start to curve up, because if you were to hit the back wall, you would create a smudge and then anyone else coming into the gallery would see where that wall was. If you're comfortable coming out here on your own, check out the2%.com for all my recommendations, really exploding when the season starts in September. If you want to come out here with me and also learn about the awesome architecture in the neighborhood, including the Jean Nouvel behind me and the Frank Gehry across the street, shoot me an email, david@the2%.com. My private tours are already starting to get booked up for September, so get on that. Either way, get out here. Okay, here's a fun fact to share with your friends when you're on a rooftop bar. New York has a lot of wooden water towers, but only 2 companies make them and have been in competition for the last 120 years. Here's how to tell the difference. Okay, so right next to each other on the left, the Isaacs Brothers, on the right, the Rosenwalks. The Isaacs Brothers you can tell primarily by the black roof, but the telltale sign is that little stick on the top. On the right is the Rosenwalks, typically a beige roof, but on top it has an ornament. If you were to divide that ornament in half, you would see it's a capital R. R for Rosenwalk, and a capital I for Isaacs Brothers.
Express yourself. Express yourself. Whatever you do, do it good. Whatever you